कालीकूर्च समायुक्त माया कोडोपदेशतः प्रणवार्थ प्रबोधिन्यौ नमामि गुरुपादुके श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः क्रीं मात्रे नमः नमः सदसे. There has been one person who is commenting under the videos by name Mr. Sendil Kumar, and he has got some grudge against the Kanchi Mutt and especially Jayendra Saraswati Swamigal. So he keeps on comparing Jayendra Periva to Nityananda. I have given him the opportunity to call me and ask me the explanation directly, but I don't think he is doing that or he is going to do that either. This has been twice so far. So I am releasing this video in order to answer and address his questions, because we need to know the clear difference between what is true and what is untrue in terms of a fake guru. Just because the same bloody magazine called Nakiran wrote about Jayendra Periva and Nityananda, both of the things does not become true. Let me make that very clear. If you go by that sense, then whatever they have written about everybody also should be true, and there should be a paradigm of justice in Tamil Nadu. But everybody knows what kind of a magazine Nakiran is, and what kind of a person as an investigative journalist the editor of the magazine is. I don't want to comment on that. So moving on to the first question. Yeah, and this whole theme came because the whole thing came up because of one simple reason. I said I am keeping thinking that even Mahavatar Babaji's lineage, or I mean Mahavatar Babaji's this one is legend is not 100% true. That is my personal analysis. This is what I told in one video, in the last video, in Kailashi's comments. For that, this fellow got peaked up, and this fellow got boiled. So he has posted certain things. I will read them and I will address them one by one. First of all, it is unfair to call Yogananda as a yoga merchant because he did so much to spread the awareness of yoga and indirectly Hinduism and spirituality. Much better than the head of a certain mutt who suddenly ran away with a woman, then returned womanized and plotted a murder. Here he is speaking about Jayendra Periva. Now, Mr. Sendil Kumar, let me ask you a question straight away. Did you go and do the pimping for that woman and Jayendra Periva? Or did you hold the lamp when Jayendra Periva was fucking that woman after running away with her? You are assuming to know so much of information which you know shit about. I am really sorry for being vulgar in this video, because that is the level of language that some people will understand. That's why I am speaking like this. Okay, so that is not the case. You did not do the pimping. Probably you would have been like 2 or 3 years old or 5 years old when that incident happened. What happened was, he was unable to take the pressure of the mutt, the activities, the organization of the mutt, and there is a reason behind that. The Kanchi mutt was in terrible debts when Mahaperiva became the pontiff of the Kanchi mutt, and after that, slowly during Periva's time, many devotees like Minister Bhaktavachalam, and then M.S. Sadasivam, M.S. Subbalakshmi, Kalki Krishnamurti, and then Vasan, all of these people, I am just naming few people, I am leaving out a lot of names. All of these great people, they came together and they saved the mutt from the debts which were there. And after that, Mahaperiva thought that by doing tapas instead of doing direct activities, he will be able to help the world better. So he appointed Vijayendra Periva as the second junior pontiff, and he made Jayendra Periva as the senior pontiff, and he came out of the responsibilities of the Kanchi mutt. But before this could happen, Jayendra Periva was given partial responsibility of the Kanchi mutt, and due to his age and other things, like he thought this was way too much, and people were always comparing him to Mahaperiva. Till now that is happening. Some idiots do that. So based on all these things, he thought that he wanted some time off, and he went to Talakaveri, and he was there alone. That is the reality. If you want to speak all kinds of nonsense without any base, then don't speak it here. Go and speak it in the street corner where Purkis will stand. That is my answer to that question. And also, as far as calling him as a yoga merchant, what is a merchant? A person who is promoting a product, who is branding a product and selling that product for a profit. This is the definition of a merchant. Am I correct? So what did Yogananda do? He branded yoga, he spoke about yoga, and he sold it directly to the foreigners. This is what he did. And his product was yoga. So I am calling him a yoga merchant. What is your problem? If I am selling milk, I am a milk merchant. If I am selling yoga, I am a yoga merchant. But yoga is not supposed to be sold. How was it taught previously? It was previously taught by having the disciple with you for years at your home or nearby your house. Every day you have to go to the guru's place. That is how you have to learn yoga, and not by going and paying let us say 10,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, whatever, attending a class with 20 people, coming back and calling yourself as a yogi. That is not how it is supposed to be done. We need to understand one thing very clearly here. The Gurukul system of India was learning in the Guru's place or going to the Guru's place on a daily basis and learning. This is how it was. Till primary education, you will go to the Guru's place every day. During your secondary education, you will go and stay in the Guru's ashram. This is how it was. Not only for yoga, for everything. For every kind of education, this is the system, this was the discipline. That which was there. But this was destroyed due to the Western education system in terms of materialistic or in terms of this, scientific and other education. This got destroyed. But that existed during the British period even for yoga. For spiritual education, that is how you are supposed to do. That is how you are supposed to learn. There is no other way in which you can learn. But what Yogananda did, he conducted classes all over the place. Now tell me one thing. Do you find one single yoga class that is, like this, we are giving Kundalini yoga, we are giving this puja, we are giving this one, we are giving that one, that initiation, like this, can you point out for Ramakrishna Math? Can you show me these classes are happening for Ramakrishna Math? They will hold initiation once a year or twice a year. They will give you the Guru Mantra. From there you have to improve on your own merit by associating yourself personally with the sadhus there. You have to go to the satsang, you have to attend the bhajans daily, you have to do so many things in order to integrate yourself as an individual. There is no group promotion like first standard, second standard. This applies for every other school of yoga. Let it be Isha, let it be Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, let it be Paramahamsa Yogananda's Yogadas Satsanga Society, or this Nityananda fellow, or even Vedadri Maharishi. This applies. That is my answer. So, spreading the awareness of yoga and indirectly Hinduism and spirituality. This is the wording that Mr. Senthil Kumar has used. Now let me tell you. Why indirectly? Now, Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev is saying, yoga is not Hindu. If yoga is Hindu, then this one is Christian. Gravity is Christian, because Newton was a Christian. Now let me ask you a simple question. You cannot compare something that which is physical to that which is spiritual, because yoga has a goal, gravity has no goal. Gravity is just a theory. Yoga has a goal, and the goal is to become one with the Brahman, is what yogis are saying. I don't agree. I will say Yuju Samadhi, that Samadhi is not the same Samadhi as this Samadhi. The state of Kaivalya is not available in yoga. That is a Vedanti's perspective. Leave that alone. For the moment, let us assume what the core yogis are telling, what the core Dvaita yogis are telling is correct. And they are calling yoga as Advaita. For that moment, let us assume that it is correct. That is their proposed goal. So let us assume that it is correct. So becoming one with the Brahman. Now tell me, will a Christian or a Muslim agree to this Brahman, or will he agree to the Father in heaven or Allah in heaven? What is he agreeing to? What is his to address and what is our to address? By being a yogi, you will only go to the to address of a Hindu and not to the to address of a Christian or a Muslim. So yoga clearly is Hindu. Nothing wrong with that. See, when we say religion, it does not mean it is something bad. When we say caste, it is not something bad. That is how we are thinking. When you are speaking about religion, oh, you are a bigot. When you are speaking about caste, oh, you are a bigot. That is because of the definitions that have been given for these things in the past 100 years. In the past 100 years, definitions have been given wrongly. This is the Marxist thought that when you say religion, people will not agree. So, one of the Isha Ardents, a very long time volunteer there and a very long time disciple, he was speaking to me day before yesterday. And I was telling him the same point, and I was asking him, you tell me now, is yoga Hindu or not? Because Yoga Sutras are Hindu scriptures, there is no doubt about it. You can say science, whatever, but it is Hindu scripture. And also the goal of yoga will not be acceptable to a Christian or a Muslim. So you tell me, is yoga Hindu or not? He openly told me, yeah, yoga is Hindu, no doubt about it, but everybody should get it. That is the reason why Sadhguru is saying it is not Hindu, it is universal. Now tell me, can something like this be done and achieve truth? That is, you are packaging the spirituality of India however you want and you are selling it. That is why I am calling you a merchant. What is wrong with that? Yogananda did the same thing. Go and read autobiography of a yogi. He is writing about Christ consciousness. He is connecting Bible and yoga. And the whole tone is commercial. Now, Swami Vivekananda must have had so many miracles in his life. So many miracles. Because he was with the powerhouse Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. But whenever he was questioned throughout his life about miracles, he said, there is nothing I can say about it. Certain things have happened, but it can be in my personal subjective experience. I don't want to speak objectively about it. So you can assume I have not seen anything in my personal experience. This was his answer time and again. Okay, so basically, what is this? On one hand. On the other hand, you look at autobiography of a yogi, it is one miracle story after another miracle story, one miracle saint who could fly, one miracle person who could bring seasonal fruits under his loincloth. All these things are there. Okay, so this is the problem. Because speaking about miracles, making miracles as the reason for doing yoga, and selling yoga using miracles, who is doing this now? Nityananda is doing it. What is the difference? If you think history will wash away all sins, then Hitler is actually historically older than Yogananda. Why don't you go and accept him? Why don't you go and accept him? That is my question. Second thing. Okay, Yogananda does have a lineage. Sri Yukteswar, Lahiri Mahasaya, Mahavatar. If that is what you want. You have to trust these masters for their words. You have to read their works and about the lives they lived. You can't ask for photograph proofs. Okay, let us stop with this and address this point. After that, again he is speaking about Kanchi Math. I will come back to that. Yogananda does have a lineage, is what he is saying. Let us see. Yukteswar Giri. Okay. And before Yukteswar Giri, Lahiri Mahasaya. And then before Lahiri Mahasaya, Mahavatar. Where do you get this information from? There are devotees of Lahiri Mahasaya who clearly say that this has been a court case. And they said you cannot use Lahiri Mahasaya's name in association with any of your classes. And that case was raised by the ardent devotees of Lahiri Mahasaya. And if you go and read autobiography of a yogi, you will see that Yukteswar Giri was a Kriya Kundalini practitioner, a student of Lahiri Mahasaya. No doubt about it. Okay. And Paramahamsa Yogananda was a disciple of Yukteswar Giri. There is no doubt about it. He was given Krama Sannyasa by Yukteswar Giri. There is no doubt about it. I am not saying anything about his lineage. Where does this question come? But the connection between Lahiri Mahasaya and Paramahamsa Yogananda, the devotees of Lahiri Mahasaya themselves have objected to it, stating that no, please don't use our master's name in association with your organization. Court records are there. You can simply Google and you can find out. Second point. Now, I don't have a problem with the lineage of Yogananda, because he is a and one more thing, he is an Ananda Sannyasi or a Giri Sannyasi. That confusion also is there. Okay. So I am not having a problem with his lineage. But the second words, that the second portion of the second point is this: you have to read their works and about the lives they lived. Yes, I am reading autobiography of a yogi. I find it as a fiction work. I find it as a work which was written to sell itself and to sell the person who has written that. And that is why I am calling him a yoga merchant. Have you read autobiography of a yogi? With an open mind, go and read it and you will understand what I am speaking about. Second portion. What proves does current Sankaracharya or the previous one have that they are the embodiment of the teachings of Adi Shankara? Just occupying a seat created by a great master many centuries ago does not automatically confer authenticity. Very, very valid point, Sindhil. Okay, I agree. Now, let me tell you, have you heard any discourses from him? From Jayendra Periva or from Mahaperiva? Have you heard any discourses from Vijayendra Periva? It will not be in your experience. Let me tell you, their Vedantic understanding is on par with whichever Vedantic scholar you want to meet. Not only that, the amount of work that they have done towards saving so many traditions of Hinduism, including temples, is something which has not been done anywhere else in India by any other head of any other spiritual organization to this extent, to this level. Why the hell do you think he got involved in all this politics? It was done only for the purpose of improving the condition of temples in Tamil Nadu. That is where all the things started. Is there financial corruption or no? Yes, there is financial corruption. There is a lot of underground deals that has happened. All that is a part of the entire process, okay, which was initiated by that chief minister. I don't want to name her side, okay. And finally, he knew that he was shortchanged. I have already told this in a comment to you. He came to know, Jayendra Periva came to know that he was shortchanged. By that time, so many ego games also happened due to Shashikala. She has done a lot of things there in order to, alienate these two people. So finally what happened was this arrest and other things that has happened. And he has faced the case. Not only faced the case, he has been in jail. He has faced the case legally, and now he is out of the case. If you want to say, oh, all the victims have been silenced, were you the lawyer in that case? I was closely following that case in the court stands, and I know how the case went. So STFU about the legal procedure of Jayendra Periva. And if that was the case, then it should be over in 3 to 4 years. Why the hell did it continue for 14 bloody years? That is my second question on that note. Now, just occupying a seat created by a great master many centuries ago does not automatically confer authenticity. Okay. Why are you comparing Jayendra Periva to Yogananda? Because you think you can get under my skin by doing so. You are having some attitude towards him. I don't want to say you are anti-Brahmin, but that is the conclusion that I am coming to. Okay. So, but if that is the case, then nothing can convince you, because you are bigoted fellow. Nothing can convince you. But I will tell you the reality. Okay. For coming to that position, there is so much that you have to learn. You have to your entire life has to be dedicated. You cannot simply sit and eat something and you can come. It is not like that. You have to learn the Vedas. You have to be from that lineage. You have to be highly intelligent, and you should be identified as the most intelligent boy in that entire class. After that, your parents have to agree to dedicate you entirely to the Dharma, to the Mat. That is a huge process. Then you will be trained step by step in so many things, starting from Yoga Shastra, Yoga Sutra, all the way till Vedanta, Bhashya. Everything you have to study from scholars. And after studying this from scholars, you have to do so much of sadhana, so much of puja during your training period. And after that, you will be given the position. You will be given the position only after that. And after coming to that position, you will only have 3 to 4 hours of sleep every day. Otherwise, activities are there for you. Every day you have to do the Chandramaulishwara Puja. It is not an easy position to sit on. And if you are saying all these things are not acceptable as authenticity, then you show me your enlightenment, I will show you my enlightenment. Enlightenment cannot be shown by opening a zip. So zip it up. Next question, or next point. Lineage is not everything anyway. Oh, okay. Then why the fuck did you argue about, you say, what more do you want? If that is what you want, Yogananda has a lineage. Third point, lineage is not anything anyway, everything anyway. The sanctity and the authenticity of a system or teaching school is to large measurement depending on individual integrity. Last two heads of a certain mutt have brought nothing but disgrace. Now, again and again, your only target is Kanchi Mutt. Let me tell you, the integrity of Vijayendra Periyava and the integrity of Jayendra Periyava is beyond reproach as far as the legal process is concerned. It is beyond reproach as far as the followers of the Mutt are concerned. It is beyond reproach as far as all the other organizational heads are concerned. Some idiots like Agnihotram Tatacharya might write something in Nakiran, but you go to any GR, you go to any other Sankaracharya, of any Sankaracharya Mutt in Tamil Nadu, you go to any Adinam, ask them to make a statement about Jayendra Periyava or Vijayendra Periyava. Do you think he is a mafia don or something? Nothing like that. These people know the truth and you do not know it. That is the problem. Or you refuse to accept the truth even if you know it. That is a bigger problem, worse problem. So, the authenticity of a system or a teaching school is to a large measure dependent on individual integrity. That is exactly what I am saying. The integrity of Swami Vivekananda, and then why am I not, okay, in a way I agree with the point that lineage is not everything. Because Ramana Maharishi did not have a lineage. Am I speaking about him? Am I speaking about Seshadri Swamigal? Am I speaking about Yogi Ram Surat Kumar? All these people probably don't have a lineage. They are not sitting in a mutt. I am not speaking about them. But why am I speaking specifically about Yogananda? I am speaking specifically about Paramahamsa Yogananda because I see that he started this yoga merchandise. Before him, if somebody has to learn yoga, they have to come to India, they have to be here for years and years together, then they have to learn and go. That is how the system was. But who took it there? And is it necessity to take it there like that? That is my basic question. It is not as if everybody in India is enlightened, now it is time to go outside. It is not like that. And even if you are taking it, you can introduce the concept there and you can train them here. But essentially, when you are collecting direct money for teaching yoga, it is yoga merchant. That is what I told. Why is your blood boiling because of that? Then, so authenticity of a teaching system. Now this is the second problem. Where is the authenticity when you are speaking about levitation? Where is the authenticity when you are speaking about making things appear? Where is the authenticity when you are speaking about, making floating on the water or walking on the water? Where is the authenticity? Here you may think I am speaking about Nityananda, but this is exactly what Paramahamsa Yogananda spoke. Go and read his autobiography of a yogi. This is exactly what he spoke. He is a very well learned person. He is a very intelligent person. He knows a lot of things. I am not denying any of these things. My only complaint is that there is no pramana in the Shastras for Mahavatar Babaji. You cannot disprove this. This is the reality. So based on that, I am saying it might be an analogy. That analogy got carried away into something bigger. And finally he fell prey to that. This is what I am saying. If you don't want to agree to that, then you show me the proof. You show me the scriptural evidence. Not from autobiography of a yogi. That will become circular logic. Lagri Mahasaya existed. Okay. But Mahavatar Babaji? I don't know. Really I don't know. Then, next one. Two heads of the mutt have not brought nothing but disgrace. Now tell me, what is disgrace? Is Jan Kalyan disgrace? Is Jan Suraksha disgrace? Is Ko-Raksha disgrace? Are the so many Jnanavapis built disgrace? Are all the Vruddashrams, old age homes disgrace? All the Shankara Vidyalayas, are they disgraces? What the hell are you speaking about? See, you want to see only the bad things which were projected about them. You really do not even know shit about what Kanchi Mutt has done for the society. That is the truth. I am making this open statement here. I am calling you out on this video to call me on 91761266644. 91761266644. Again, if you want to differ. I am willing to even do a video argument with you, because you have been doing this nonsense for a long time in my channel, and that is why I am responding now to you directly. So disgrace is something which was there for only 2 to 3 years, that too created by Nakiran and other media. There is a huge history of what has been done before that. There is a huge history of what is being done right now, but you only want to speak about disgrace because you want to disgrace them. Somehow you want to disgrace them. I see you have been fueled by hatred. That is why your eyes are closed. Open your eyes and go and see the things that they have done. What has been accomplished in the society. Please go and see. You will understand what I am speaking about. Just go to kanchimat.org. They are every year they are openly putting their audit records. Every year every trust audit record is openly available. Kachimudura Dharma Paripalana Trust, Sabdapuri Trust, Jan Kalyan Trust, Goraksha Trust. Everything is openly available. And it is being handled by auditors like S. Gurumurthy ji. Please remember, epitomes or honesty are there. One or two places certain corruptions are happening. Those trusts have been closed down by the Kanchimat itself. Again, some people are doing certain mistakes. All these things will happen in administration. But the overall aim is not to steal the money and put it under their ass. Unlike all these yoga merchants, that is exactly what I am telling. Then, you seem to imply that Yogananda and other similar schools commercialized yoga and enjoyed comforts. Maybe, yes. But then those, so does the mutt you blindly suck up to. Where did all the wealth come from? Did Adi Shankara perform hard physical labor to earn all the wealth which these guys inherited? They are not enjoying modern comforts like AC rooms and car. Should they not be living the life of a sannyasi? You asked a very, very beautiful question. See, you are agreeing, first of all, that Jaggi Vasudev is buying a helicopter, Nityananda is buying an island. I don't know what is Ravi Shankar's comforts, creature comforts. I don't know. Okay, what was Yogananda's creature comforts, we know. So these things, you are saying yes, it is so. Maybe yes. But then, does the mutt so blindly, where did all the wealth come from? I will tell you where the wealth came from. I clearly explained that when during the time that Mahaperiva came for the mutt, became the head of the mutt, post-independence period. Okay, during that time, mutt was in heavy debts. There was no wealth. There was only negative wealth. After that, he started going street by street, going for Pada Pujas and other things, doing Bhiksha Vandanam, bringing back people to the mutt, showing that, you know, this mutt has to be maintained in order to maintain the Dharma in South India. All these things were done. Then great people came, and even after they came, as I told you, M.S. Sadasivam, Krishnamurti, Kalki Krishnamurti, and then Vasan, S.S. Vasan, all these people, Vanadi Srinivasan, all these people, sorry, what is that person's name? Vanadi Tennarasu, all these people came together. Okay, so when this happened, they gave money to the mutt, they got it out of the debts, and projects were started. Like Kachimudura, Dharma Paripalana Sabai, Pidiyarasi Thittam, projects like this were started. And the money was only deposited in the name of that particular project, and then endowment fund is there for the Kanchi mutt. And who is the signing authority for all of these things? Not Periva themselves. They cannot enjoy any comfort. Let me tell you, I have seen the lifestyle there. There is no AC in Jayendra Periva's room, not even fan. I am telling you honestly, not even fan. During the end of his time, air cooler was compulsorily kept in his room. I am the witness for all of these things, direct witness. And if you believe in my authenticity about other things, you have to believe in my authenticity about this as well. First thing. Second thing is their food. You cannot eat whatever you want. Their food will be bland. There will be no spices, nothing. Bland food. Just some rice and some greens. This is all they will eat. And that too, if somebody is identifying, this incident happened with Jayendra Periva himself. One day, the meal was a little bit late, and Jayendra Periva asked why. Immediately, the person, the brahmachari who was cooking, he came and said, Periva, I was looking for molakirai, one particular type of greens. Okay, and I was unable to find it because 2 days back Periva was eating it completely, and even before when I put it, that is not, you are eating it completely. So I understood that you like it, so I wanted to go and purchase it for you today. That is why there is a little bit of delay in the meal. Immediately Periva said, okay, today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow I am fasting, because directly or indirectly I made you think that I like something, being a sannyasi, that too based on my taste, based on food. So I must do prayashchita for that. This is not an incident from Mahaperiva's life, this is an incident from Jayendra Periva's life, and that is the kind of life that he lived. He does not own any jets. The only car that he ever owned was that Endeavour. That too because he was getting, he was unable to walk, so he used that Endeavour. He does not have 200 BMWs standing there. If Kanchi Mutt wants to do that, they will be able to do that. If Kanchi Mutt wants to do that, they will be able to do that. Just like that, they can do today. But you will never see. That same Endeavour Vijayendra Periva is using today, 15-year-old vehicle. That is the reality. If you do not even know about these things, go to the Kanchi Mutt, be there and learn, is what I am telling you. Then, so Adi Shankara did not perform hard physical labor. Okay, understand, brother. Adi Shankara did not perform hard physical labor, but Mahaperiva performed so much of hard physical labor, going from place to place, creating trusts and lighting the lamps in the temples. He did. Till night 3 o'clock meeting will go on in the mutt, just for making sure that the lamps are burning in the temples. For 20,000 rupees donation, I have seen Jayendra Periva waking up for hours together, discussing for hours together, giving his time. For 20,000 rupees every month the temple has to get. For that he is making the arrangement. He is waiting for that person till 3 o'clock in the morning to come and speak to him, whoever is the donor. So this is the hard labor that they have done. Then that hard labor was done not for increasing the cushion in their seat. They don't even have a bed. They are lying on that what is the material, mango wood cot, with only one this thing, darbashana. On top of the darbashana, one period deer skin was there. Now deer skin is not allowed anymore, so one thick kavi this thing will be there. That is the bed. Okay. And if you want to say some other women shared it, did you pimp for them, or did you hold the lamp when the thing was going inside and outside? That is the question I have to ask you. If not, then don't comment about it without direct evidence. Then, should they not be living the life of a sannyasi? They are living the life of a sannyasi. They are following the Chaturmasya, Dhanurmasya, all the vratas, and they are having food control, they are having sleep control, and that is the life of a sannyasi. As a mutt head, that is what they are doing. Then, fifth point, just be fair when you judge people. Use the same yardstick that I am saying. You criticize Mahavatar but look up to Mahaperiva. That is the bigotry and hypocrisy, lol. Well, let me laugh back at you. Because the same yardstick will not apply, idiot. How will the same yardstick apply? You tell me. One person, Mahaperiva, he lived right in front of your eyes. Have you seen Mahavatar Babaji directly walking in the streets of Mylapore, Saidapet, Karanishwarampeta, Komalishwarampeta? He has walked all the way till Kanchipuram. Then he has walked till Satara, from there to Puri, from there to Varanasi. Did Mahavatar Babaji walk like this? What are you speaking about? He is an imaginary character. Otherwise, show me proof. Where is the Itihasa about him? Where is the Purana about him? No mention. All of a sudden, one person will come in 1932 and he will bloody start telling stories, and that person will become like a all guru. Not a new concept. Even Theosophical Society has these kinds of Mahatmas. And that woman is a proven fraud. It was proven more than enough number of times that Madam Blavatsky has created stories about the Tibetan Mahatmas. And this Mahavatar Babaji is one such imaginary story. I am telling you openly, I don't care. Whoever is opposing, I don't care. But this is the reality. Then, I don't belong to any of these groups, nor am I here to put down your mutt. I just wanted to point your bias, that's all. Now let me tell you, without having the experience of the traditional mutts, neither having the experience of the various schools of yoga, you are not even qualified to speak about it. If you beg to differ, call me and explain me how. I am willing to listen to you, and I am willing to post that conversation here, be it in Tamil or English. And if you call this as bias, then you are doing the same thing that granny did, or whatever the other fellow who was speaking about bias. One fellow is saying, why are you not saying anything good about Nityananda? Okay, that is his question. Similarly, you are calling this as bias when I am having the informed decision, informed conclusion. Informed conclusion is not bias. Informed conclusion is truth, and I am saying that. If you want me to use the same yardstick for a person who created a story, who compromised with Christianity, and who went and sold yoga and made money out of that, and the person who is the reason for so many new age gurus cropping up like mushrooms, and having mushrooms, magic mushrooms, and doing all kinds of psychedelic nonsense in the Americas, then I will not use the same yardstick. Where is the common yardstick that can exist between these two people? That is my question. Please give me the answer. Finally, I respect your work overall, exposing Niti. Continue to be blind to rot in your mutt. I know you need that for survival. Am I getting paid from the Kanchi mutt? If you think you are such a big badass, call me. I will tell you what I do for my survival, and I will see if you can survive after speaking to me with the same thought. The same thought will not survive if you speak to me. Do call. We will see. तच्चं योरा वृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातवेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपते सञ्चतुष्पते आं शान्तिः 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 नमः सदसे।